Hello everyone, you guys are welcome back. In today's class I'll show us how to cut a corset. Another easy way of cutting your corset. Then it's going to be a fitted dress, short dress. So this particular material is serving as the pattern. So I'm marking out 7 inches for the neckline. The underbust is 16 inches, sorry. So this is the half length. This is the half length. That 7 inches I marked out is just a guideline. I'm still going to give it any kind of shape I want. So this is the bust point. So now I have my bust point, under bust, and half length. So here is 5 inches, 5 inches, then 5 inches, mostly 5 inches. You're drafting a corset pattern like this. Mostly 5 inches is what you use as your bust span. 1 inch here, 1 inch here, 1 inch, 1 inch. The same thing at this upper part, 1 inch, then 1 inch. So you are going to connect, then curve like this up to this upper part. The same thing this other side. I'm going to connect your bust measurement divided by 4. Then round under bust measurement divided by 4. So plus these 2 inches here, you are going to add the same thing on the waistline. I have the same thing on the waistline. So now you add whatever allowance you want to add. Now you add whatever allowance you want to add there. To just give it a nice curve here. Just about 1 inch. Just leave about 1 inch or half inch. Then this other side too, you're going to curve like this. Make sure whatever you're curving is giving you very nice curve there. Don't just curve anyhow. To give you guideline, you can just use 2.5 inch from this angle. Measure 2.5 inch from this angle, then this angle, so that it will guide you on how to curve your the cup cover very well. So now I want to shape the neck. 1 inch. Measure 1 inch here. The 1 inch is not constant. Depending on how deep you want it, you can go as deep as you want. So this is it. Then this other side too, you can come down by 1 or 1.5. to come down to shape the armhole. So that is serving as the armhole. So now you are going to cut. You are going to cut. Look at the way I'm cutting it. You are going to shape it out. The same thing on this other side. The same thing on this other side. So if you don't want the lining to, you don't want to pieces the lining, after cutting this way, you are going to place this pattern on the lining, then you cut out first. This is it. This is going to be the lining. If you don't want it to have pieces, if you don't want the cup area to be pieces, so just cut it out that way. Then use this front to cut the back. Use this front to cut the back. So arrange it like this, leaving about 1 inch here for the dart. So this is the back, depending on how deep you want it. So you're going straight, then you follow the side shape too. So you're going to cut out like this. Then this is the dart area. If you like, you can cut it straight, then join it back. If you like, you can decide to just leave it. You can cut it straight. If you like, you can just decide to leave it, then take the dart. So this upper part, is going to have loop at the back, so 1.5 down, then this upper part 2.5. Also, depending on how wide you want it. No standard measurement for it. The back, when I was cutting this back, I didn't add zip allowance. No need of adding zip allowance, so then to loop at the back. This is your dart. So you're going to cut out on the lining also. So this is the back after cutting it on the lining. Then after sewing, this is what it's going to look like. The shape is going to open like this. It's going to spread out like that. So now cutting on the main fabric. This is when you now need to pieces. This is when you now need to pieces. You nudge this upper part so that you know that is where you're joining. There are various ways in which you can make corsets depending on the one that is more easier for you. So try to mark them so that you not get confused. You not miss them while joining. I'm using a velvet fabric, one of the best material for corsets, if not even the best. So you are going to place. You are adding half-inch allowance for joining. You're going to add half-inch allowance on this part. Also this part. That's that about the front, like the center front. You're going to add allowance. Then this side, you're cutting this side, adding allowance on the same part. You had half-inch allowance here. Also half-inch allowance here. Then you trim out the shape like this. You follow the shape and you trim out. So that's that about this. Then the bra cup cover, you're also going to add allowance. You might not really add allowance here. This place I'm cutting right here, you might not really add allowance, but this back side definitely you're going to add half-inch allowance. It's not as if maybe when you add allowance all through is going to give you any problem. No, you can still decide to do it. Then label your number so that you not get confused. So this is the back. So now you take to matching, you sew upward. The same thing with the lining. Just like I said, you can decide to cut and sew, or you just fold and sew. So this is the front part I'm going to sew. So on the main fabric, this is how you're going to place it. Then you join it. Then join it. Then this one, I marked 1, then the other one 2. So you should know the one that will be on the left and on the right while you are marking, so that you won't get confused. Take to your machine and join both of them like this. So let me quickly do that, then we'll continue from there. So after joining, this is it. I've already joined it and I've ironed it, both the main fabric and the lining. Both the main fabric and the lining, I've already joined and ironed them. So this is the front. This is the front part. Just to make it easier and to save time, that was why I made it that way instead of cutting it pieces. So this is the main fabric. So this is the pieces to cover the bra cup. I've joined that too, then I've ironed it. Look at your cup. If your cup is not curving, as it's not give you that curvy shape very well, just take the dart. Just take the dart from the down part. It's going to curve very well. Even though the bra cup is flat, just take the dart. Take your wool gum, just place it around the cup. Take your wool gum and place it around the cup, both of them. Then you're going to place your bra cup cover. I've already notched the upper part, so you make sure it aligns with your joining, both on the down part and at the upper part, so that you know what you're doing. Make sure they align. So if at all you have any excess bra cup at the side, you are going to trim it off. You're going to trim it off. So you're going to tag like this. Just gum it like this. Then when you have excess at the upper part like this, you are going to gum it. You can double, like you can even triple like paper stay, just to make it firm at the upper part, because this person I'm making for, she's busty. I think this bra cup size I'm using is 48. This is size 48, and even at that, it's not covering everything. So I'm doing this for a very busty person. So you're going to tag it down. Around in most cases, if you can decide to buy a bigger bra cup even when you're sewing for a smaller bust size. So if you have any excess, you just trim it off. So you don't have to buy the exact bra cup at times. So you tag it down like this. Then this upper part, you can just decide to use office pin to hold it down. Instead of sewing, just use office pin to tag it down, so that it will be easy for you to gum that excess at the upper part, since the bra cup is not as big as the pieces. So you do the same on the other cup. So this is it. I've already gummed that upper part so that it will make it firm. So you do the same thing on the other cup too. So now you start fixing the bra cup. So now this is the joining. You are going to align it with this body. If you like, you can use office pin to tag it so that it will be easier for you. can use office pin to tack so that it will be easier for you. And just with 1/2 inch, you are going to join it round. With 1/2 inch, you are going to join it round. It's better when you start it at that middle part, that joining part. So you notch a little bit. Then you start from that middle again, then you sew to the other side. That is the same way you are going to fix the other one too. Tailoring is not difficult. But the most important thing is just knowing the right thing to do, doing the right thing. So you are going to notch round. So this is it. Then you top stitch to make it firm. You top stitch to make it firm. You're going to sew gently around the cup like this. Make sure it's not too far from the cup. So this is it. You can see how neat it is, because that is one of the most important things. It has to be neat. You do the same thing here. So this is it. After fixing, then you take off the office pin. Then you iron very well. You iron it very well. So after this step, all you need to do is just take your lining, then you are going to turn the upper part. The neckline, the lining is already having the shape I want, so the lining will correspond with the main body. So after turning, you top stitch. After turning, you top stitch. So this is what it's going to look like. This is the back. Sew this upper part to top stitch, then you sew the back. Then you take to the table, then you iron very well. Both the back and the front, you iron them very well. I've already done that. I've done my ironing. You have to iron very well, especially this bra cup area, so that your lining won't be showing outside. So now I'm going to sew about half inch. That is 2 line, but 1/2 inch size. The boning of the size of the boning I want to use. The same thing here, depending on the numbers of lines you want to have at that back. Here I think I'm going to have 3. So you are sewing the main fabric together with the lining, so that you'll be able to insert your boning. You're starting at the center. Just make sure what you're sewing is the size of the boning you're using, so that the boning will not be dancing around inside whatever you're sewing there. So you're going to just sew straight like this. Then check the size of your boning. Check the size of your boning. You still don't have to make it too tight, so that by the time you're fixing it, it won't be very difficult. So I think it's just about 1/2 inch. So that's the way you're going to sew it. To get a very straight line, it is advisable you use your ruler to rule the lines you want, so that you're able to follow it. It's advisable you use your chalk and your ruler. So you're going to do the same thing. or through this side, depending on the numbers of lines you want to have there. So after that, put your boning. I've already inserted my boning. So this is the down part. It's just a normal pencil sketch that we know how to do. We've done this several times, but just to glance through it, it's a stretchy material. It's velvet, so it's stretchy. You don't have to add too much allowance while cutting. So this is the hip line, 9 inches from waist, hip line. Then just take your hip measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches. The same thing on the waistline. Then minus 6 inches from your hip, whatever you have there, divided by 4. Divide it by 4, then you mark on the knee line. So after connecting together like this, you don't necessarily have to add about 2 inches allowance. You can just decide to just add one. Just add one for formality. Even though if you don't add anyone and you sew with maybe about 1 inch, it's still going to fit in because the material is kind of stretchy. But just for formality, just add 1 inch. Extend your cutting on this part because of the back dart, and you follow the same shape. Then this is the zip allowance. Just open it up. And another thing, you don't necessarily have to add lining to this. Since it's stretchy. It's better you just sew it that way so that it will have fitting on the body. So the coupling, this is the front part. Join them together like this. This is the back part. Join together with your upper part. Then take your measurement. Take your side measurement. Iron it. Then fold into 2. Then take your final measurement at the back. Then our dress is ready. So as simple as that. So this is what it looks like after joining. So the fitting is going to come out when the client wears it. So this is the back. You create your loop holes at the back. Then our corset dress is ready. Just create your loops at the back. So as simple as that. Thank you very much everybody for watching. Please don't forget to share and subscribe.